I don't really know much about it yet, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I find it so interesting, given the conversation we've just had about fitness, food, all the stuff, like you know, really healthy guy.
Yeah.
And this happens. So could you walk us through how it happened, why it happened?
Yeah, it's quite a life-changing moment. Okay, here we are. Today, we have someone who encapsulates the true spirit of enduro. He's been bringing the stees into the EDR, the EWS, Cannondale's own Iago Garay. That was a nice intro, no? Like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
Nice.
Good.
How do you actually say your name? Because I always screw it up, just so we're...
Well, you can say it
Did I
many
mess it
ways,
up?
really.
Okay.
It says Iago Garay, so like more thinking like an E instead of an I at the start of my name. And
Okay.
that usually makes the...
You've got a nice tongue roll, obviously, as well, right?
Yeah.
Iago Garay. No.
Garay.
Yeah,
See,
I
I
messed
messed it
up
up.
your surname. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
No
hard.
worries.
It's a tough
No,
one.
I'm just...
Go with
I don't
whatever.
mind. It's throwing in different languages with different names and stuff. Like, as long as it sounds somewhat familiar, I'll look around when you call my name.
Yeah. Pete. Thanks for popping in. You're obviously very busy.
Thanks for having us. It's just the end of a really, really long block of racing, and
Yeah, you're in the thick of it, huh?
yeah. We just done 6 races in like, I don't know, like it was 8 or 9 weeks. So
Wow.
just it's been really busy. But now we just finished, so we're on our way back to Ella's parents' place in Scotland, and yeah, it was a perfect spot to stop and take a rest.
Nice.
How many more rounds have you got left now?
We've got only one more World Cup round, and then World Champs immediately after.
Okay. Where's the next World Cup round then?
It's in Haute-Savoie, so really close to Léger, in
Okay.
this small place called Morillon. So we've had an EWS like literally like 1 kilometer away from it in Samoan, and now we're doing it in like just 1 kilometer to the right
Okay.
in a different lift.
Okay.
But it
So
should
your
be
plan
really good.
from now, so you've just driven back from Latwil.
Yep.
You're going Wales,
Yeah. We're gonna
Scotland?
Wales. Yeah.
and then you're going to drive back to Léger for the last round, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're in the van, and yeah, we'll drive out back to the Alps like a couple of weeks before and just ride a bunch of different bike parks and stuff. And
So you're in like a summer break now? Like the downhill guys obviously have the summer break.
Yeah.
You're already kind of in that?
yeah.
That? Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Real-
It's quite hard. You have to forgive us. It's quite hard to stay on top of it, isn't it? The
Yeah.
number of dates. Like, it'd be way easier if they were all unified, wouldn't it? I mean, for us.
Yeah. For sure.
For you, do you like it when they're on the same weekend or when they're...
Yes and no. It's really cool just to have everyone there and like see like all the different people from like downhill guys and cross country people, and like it's like really cool. But then also like there's just so much going on that like I feel like our racing gets a bit diluted in the media and even for people to follow. They're like, oh well, like but like today is like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Friday.
true.
What is going on? Is there like short track XC or downhill quali or enduro practice or enduro finals or like? So I think it's a bit confusing a little bit for people from the outside. So
Yeah, there's pluses and minuses, aren't there, to that, for sure.
yeah,
Logistics, you can see why it would be better.
yeah,
And as far as getting the industry there,
Industry, yeah.
that you can see why that would be better. But yeah.
I think this is a mega cool opportunity, actually. You started racing enduro in 2015. Now that's a lot. Is that not right?
No.
EWS.
I raced in 2013. When the enduro
The
started.
first
Yeah,
Okay.
I started racing there. I
So
only did 2 races.
Anyway,
But yeah,
you've seen it the whole way through then. Like, that's the entirety of the sport. The sport
Yeah.
began in 2013 in theory.
basically, yeah, like the world level races started in 2013.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like that's quite a rare opportunity to have someone that's actually seen the entire sport, kind of, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm with Greg Callahan now, like kind of similar in like amount of EWS or EDR starts. Like I've done almost all of them.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't do I only did 2 the first year, and then I didn't miss a single enduro race until I had my aneurysm in 2023.
Man.
And then I missed there's like 4 that year, and then I've done all of them after that too. So,
Mate, that's
Holy.
wild. Yeah, that's even. Yeah, wow.
I think, obviously, we want to talk about that stuff you just mentioned before, further down the line. You did the podcast, the original version of this podcast, the Hook It podcast, years ago, 2018, 2019. So forgive me because I've done a lot of these and I forget things. But what did, before that race in 2013, what did mountain biking look like to you? What were you actually doing with your career at that point?
Yeah, I was. I started racing downhill when I was 11.
Okay.
So yeah,
In Spain?
Yeah, full on downhill for a lot of years.
Mm.
When I got to I was 16. I think I was 16. It was the first year I was allowed to enter Mega Avalanche, and so I started doing some of those things.
Okay.
And I guess that was to me that was enduro, but it didn't have a name yet. We were trying to make downhill bikes out of these long travel cross country bikes, right? But we all did back then before anybody put a name on it.
Yeah.
So when enduro started, Enduro World Series started, I hadn't really heard much about enduro before that, but I was like, oh well, I know how to race that type of bikes that they're racing in enduro, so I might as well give it a try. And
So what did you think it meant then? I think it's really funny.
It's so interesting to think back.
Yeah.
It's a time that we've lived through.
Yeah.
You more than probably me, especially. But yeah, I remember not really much about it. I couldn't tell you what did a Mega Avalanche bike look like in 2013. I honestly wouldn't know what it looked like.
It was the same. I mean, when I started racing Mega Avalanche, it was, I think, that year or the year before the first dropper had been invented.
Okay.
And I was game changer, because before that you were doing this 40-50 minute run with your seat down the whole way down. It was you had to choose. It was okay, do I want a little bit higher so I can sit a little bit in the pedal sections, or all the way down so it doesn't bother me, and stand up while pedal. And then that came out. It was this gravity dropper or something, or a random company, and having that, it was a huge thing.
Right,
and that was the thing that you were doing to your bike that was gonna make it an enduro bike back then.
It kind of still is. It kind of is what defines the bike in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot. Without it, I wouldn't be able to know how to ride a bike without a dropper. Have you ever tried to ride down a stair with your dropper all the way up?
Yeah. It's
funny because we did a thing at Bike Park Wales the other day, and we did that. There's an e-bike climb, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I can't remember who you were talking to, but you were like, "Oh, have you ever?" The key is with a tech climb, seat halfway up, halfway down. Yeah. And I tried it, but I pressed the button, seat went too far down. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so uncomfortable." And then all the way back up, I'm stood up trying to. I was like, oh my God, kind of reminded me back of the days when you didn't have it and you'd have to choose
either or,
yeah. I had a friend who was so good at it. He could just do it, just unclip the quick release and then pull it up with his hand underneath his ass, and then click it back in. It was so cool.
Do you know what the weird thing is? I just think of it as like enduro as a definition. I think of it as mountain biking. But then to a lot of people, cross country is mountain biking. To a lot of people, downhill is mountain biking. To a lot of
You still stay going for a cross country ride, don't you?
I do, yeah. And it's undoubtedly an enduro ride because I have a start and finish to a track. I guess that was at the start what defined it when you first raced. What enduro? When was your first enduro race?
I think my first enduro race was maybe in 2012. Yeah, I think so. So the year before Enduro World Series started, and there was just one close to my house, and everybody said that he was sick, so I just went and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I remember I don't know if that was my first race or my second race. One of the two, I had so many problems with my bike. My crank kept falling off the bike because all the bikes back then had 3 chain rings in the and that was a problem going down. Obviously, you drop your chain, so I was trying and find this put a chain guide on these bikes, but they wouldn't have the mount for the bolts, the ISCG. So then you had to find one that went on the bottom bracket or something like that. But then I think my bike I had back then, it was a press fit bottom bracket, so it was I don't know what I did, but whatever I did, it was wrong. So there wasn't enough threads left for the crank to like stay on the. So like I had this race, like my crank kept falling off. I had to run the last stage because I just with one. And it was like, yeah, it was just until like it's been a while, eh? Like now the bikes were so dialed, but back then we were trying to like make the bike. They were not making the bikes that we wanted to ride for that sport. So we had to like.
Do you know what would be a good experiment would be to go back and look at the first Specialized Enduro? Because that was a bike, right?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what it looked. Because I remember it having. I thought it had dual crown forks.
Yeah.
But it had two by gears.
At least, if not 3.
Guys, just insane because this has all happened right in front of our eyes. But you forget how much you ride your bike, you take it for granted. It's got all this shit on it that's like so specifically perfect for what you do. And
I for sure used to think a cross-country ride was the most uncool thing ever, but somewhere along the line, it became mountain biking.
Yeah.
There's a little thing that I always think about. Mountain biking UK, when they used to do sticker sheets.
Yeah.
And they did one, and the sticker was XCJ Boy.
Yeah, what does that mean even?
I don't know.
No.
But that really stuck with me as like, I never rode anywhere, like push up, ride down, push up, ride down.
Pushing your bike along. Cool,
I'm not pedaling this thing. You know? I don't know. It always stuck with me, that sticker.
That is funny.
It's funny that it still sticks with me now.
So, also the rules have been decided upon in this period of time that you've ridden.
Yeah.
All of these, if you've ridden every single official World Series for the sport of enduro.
Yeah.
The rules have been decided, basically, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been evolving a lot as like as we've been discovering what like it looked like. A lot of factors were affecting the places we were going. Then there were places that didn't want us to go back because we were like destroying the trails because there were like 500 or 600 people riding this trail multiple times. Then like, for example, that's when they decided like, oh, we're going to limit 1 run per stage for practice. And then instead of like 2,000 bikes on a track in a weekend is maybe 800 or 900 or whatever.
So the earliest iterations of the sport, you'd get multiple practice laps.
Yeah, it was insane.
Right.
Actually,
So like downhill,
we would have like
spread out.
We would have like 2-day race with 2 days of practice where you could do as many runs as you wanted in the time they gave you.
Right.
So like it was hectic. People were waking up at like 6 a.m. so they could be at the top of the stage when practice started, because practice started like the stage is up and at the top.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh well, if it takes an hour, then and I'll be at the top when the stage is open, so I could do 3 runs here, 2 runs there, and like it was insane, huge days, and it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So were the climbs timed, as in not timed, but like you had a start and a start time basically for each round then?
Yeah. So yeah, that's always been the case. You've always had like an allocated time to do the whole climb.
Yeah.
Some places, like in France, because the formats changed a lot, and it used to be more like flexible. Like each venue would choose whatever format they wanted, but like some places you even had a time for practice.
Yeah.
Like in France, you had a start time for practice, and you technically were not allowed to even stop. You had to just do 1 run and then go back up, and then an hour later do your race run and things like that. It's quite cool actually. Like back then, it was like every race was like you had to learn how to race there, because it was oh, here is all lifts, here there's no lifts, here like is 1 practice lap, here is like as many as you want, here is, and it was quite stressful but also fresh, like, you know, like every weekend you're just like, I don't know, like you're going to like summer camp and you show up there like, okay, right, what do we do here? Like,
so back in those early days then, who was it that was, obviously yourself included, I guess here, but like thriving in that new sport that was being created? Was it downhillers moving over for like a weekend here and there, or was there a new breed of athlete coming through?
There was still some like people kind of like me that had done some like Mega Avalanche stuff, and like some, I think Italy and France had enduro races like 2 or 3 years before, like quite established. So like there were some athletes like Jerome Clemens, he was the first ever Enduro World Series champion. So there were some, especially from Europe, some like already like enduro pros when that started.
Yeah.
And then depending on the venue, like I said, there were some venues that it was all chairlift, not a single climb pedal. So then the downhillers will hear about that. We're like, oh yeah, we'll go give that a try. And then suddenly like you'll have a podium full of downhillers in that race because it was all downhill, and they were all like keen to do that. But
Right.
as sport evolved a little bit, then yeah, like people couldn't just like easily come from downhill and race enduro. But it was really cool because we would have the same way downhillers will come. Like a lot of cross country guys came to enduro,
Yeah.
and like everybody met in the middle, and some people like stayed as enduro riders. Some people went back to do cross country or went to do downhill. But it was like a great mix, and you could. Now there's people that have been born and raised as enduro riders.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
there's people now
Yeah.
winning races in enduro that the only thing they've known is enduro.
Is that, yeah.
I was pedaling up this weekend with Elliot Jamieson, this young Canadian, and I had this question. I was like, "How old were you when the first Enduro World Series started?" And he was like, "Oh, I was like 11 or something." And I was like, "Oh, so you like, did you follow it? Is that what you wanted to do?" And he was like, "Yeah, man. Like, I would watch their highlight videos multiple times, like
Wow.
on the turbo trainer. Like all I spoke about with my mates was like, oh, we can't wait to go do an EWS and things like that." And these people like, they've only ridden enduro bikes, they've watched it, they've wanted it, they like train specifically for it. While I just recently kind of figured out how to train for enduro, you know, because you would just come from downhill where like we would do like an hour and a half, the longest ride you would do usually if you were training, and then suddenly you're doing like 6 hour days, but you're doing 6 downhill runs. So like it was like trying to figure out like how much to do gym, how much to do road biking, all this. And I was a bit lazy, as if all the downhill guys were. So you also didn't want to do too much. So yeah, getting all that like knowledge about how to prepare for an enduro, and like as from a young age, now there's like these insane riders that
Yeah. I know we're probably going to jump around a little bit, but what does training look like now compared to 2013?
Well, for me or for any rider? 'Cause like,
Let's do both.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's like my biggest regret. Like looking now at how much time I put into training and where that puts me,
Right.
compared to like the time that I was dedicating before. Like I'm kind of like, I feel like I've been pretty leveled in my like on my results through almost 12 years. I've always been around like between 20th and 30th, kind of like an ideal year.
Yeah.
But I probably train like 3 times as much now than
Okay.
10 years ago.
Really?
And I go
Yeah.
like, shit, if I had trained 3 times as much as like back then, I would have been winning races maybe.
So that's
But-
so that's how the sport's changed. What's that down to? Because surely I remember some of the early enduro events were really grueling, weren't they? They were like insanely long days. I know they still are, no doubt, but I
Yeah.
thought that they like tried to sort of rein it in a bit, make it a bit more like friendly.
I think like,
Is it not the case?
they're
Is that wrong?
kind of like the same, but we're fitter now, so they
Right.
are not that grueling, you know? Like they're still huge days, but then now we're like so fit. Like,
Okay.
That it does, like we just did in Pietra, I think it was the biggest enduro race we've ever done.
Really?
In terms of like kilometers and elevation.
Oh, so I'm completely wrong.
I thought the same though, dude. I
Yeah,
honestly
yeah.
thought the same.
But we're like able to do, we were doing 1,800 meters every day, 4 days in a row of climbing, 2 days of practice, and then 2 days of racing, which is like the racing is what really like cooks you, because you're like really like pushing, like doing all these like max efforts for 10 minutes or something, and then pedaling back up.
Yeah.
And I think, some people were running the numbers, and it's the biggest race we've ever done, and people were like, okay, you know, there was not, there weren't
They're good
bodies
for it.
around, you know.
All right. So what
Bodies up Everest.
what percentage? Let's say what percentage do you do? How do you train for this now compared to before?
Well, we just do more of everything. Basically, we're doing like a lot more of gym, a lot of really long rides. Like I really enjoy the road biking nowadays. A bit of a change. So we do really big rides, lot of intervals, lot of sprinting, like from 5 seconds sprints to like 10-minute or 15 minutes maximum efforts, like all of it. Like you just do, because we basically do everything. We do everything that a mountain bike race exists for. We do it all in one day. Like we do the climbing, we do the descending, the sprinting, the endurance.
It's really difficult, man, because like training for like an endurance event is quite different to, training for a sprint event, isn't it? Like I always found it quite insane that Richie does so well. He's a big unit, like to be doing 800 meters of elevation, 1800 meters of elevation a day.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight to push up the mountain,
isn't it? Yeah, that's hard, isn't it?
I like to always have these like tangible things that people can take away, right, from the conversation. If you could advise someone who's just getting into mountain biking, they want to enter an enduro, whether it's a hard rock or a national or a local race, like what few things would you say you need to focus on to make it an enjoyable experience, not a suffer fest?
Well, I think, definitely the endurance would be the best thing to work on. Yeah. Right? Like you just want to make it to the end of the day and not be completely destroyed. You probably are going to have to get on your car, go back to your house, and next day go to work. So I think like if you worked on something, definitely work on your endurance. So like trying to like do big rides when you can. Be very like constant on your training. So like just doing 2 big rides in the weekend is probably not going to do it. Like you have to like find time during the week to do more riding. Yeah. As much riding as you can. And because even if you're not like doing sprints or like going to the gym, if you're able to ride for 6 hours and not be tired, it's going to allow you to enjoy more your day and ride and have fun during that. Like then you can start doing gym work and stuff, but that's going to increase your speed, but it's not going to change like how tired or like how much you enjoy. Like if you go to a gym, the stronger you are, obviously it's gonna protect you against like crashes and injuries, and it's gonna allow you to hit sections harder. But I think nowadays, if you're fit and you can like just ride for 6 hours and next day feeling okay, just maybe
it's good
advice. A little bit solid aim just to try and make it so you can ride for 6 hours and not be completely wasted.
And like I never ride for 6 hours outside of races.
Right.
Like you don't have to do like, and I think like you can compare it with marathon. Like most people that train for a marathon never run a marathon outside of a race.
Yeah, true.
But like if you're able to do, usually our longest rides are 4 hours.
Yeah.
So if you can do anything between a couple of 4-hour rides a weekend, if you can, and then 2-hour rides during the week, it would be really sweet.
What's your relationship like with that style of training now? Do you enjoy it as much as you used to? Is it?
I definitely enjoy it more.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like a vicious circle, right? Like the fitter you are, the easier it is. And then it's also like I'm getting pretty old now compared to when I started racing enduro, and I think about, do I want to stop training? And then man, when you're on top of in top shape, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So then like I'm thinking like, when I retire, I'm not gonna train as much. I mean like, maybe I will, because I'm going to miss being like fit, like pushing all those cranks up the mountain, like really fast and like feeling strong, and then coming out of a corner and being able to smash some strong power pedals. Like it's cool. Yeah. I think the problem with training is like, it's really hard to start because you feel so unfit and it feels so hard. And like, maybe it's hard to see the how you're progressing at the start.
Yeah, it gets exponentially better, doesn't it?
Yes.
I do hear you, because then after an injury, I always get back on a bike and I'm like, I can't even see how this was so fun, just pedaling out of my drive like hard and climbing, for instance. You're just like, this is not actually fun.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm unfit, and then as soon as I get fit, I'm like, it's good again. Better.
I can attest to that. I think I'm the same. Like I think especially for people who are a bit more, don't know how to put it, not spoiled, but they have both bikes. I've definitely shied away. Is that a thing? Shied? I don't know. Away from the long days of climbing on a regular bike, and I'll just be like, the e-bike's way more fun. I'm just going to ride that. And now I've not got much bike fitness.
Yeah.
Is that what I mean?
You use e-bike in training?
We've started this year using it a lot more, and I think it's been really helpful for us. Yeah. Yeah, we tried to like, at first we were like, oh, but then when we ride e-bikes, it's hard to like really push hard, so it's training, you know?
And you have a time limit. You can't go for as long as what you probably need to.
Exactly. But then we changed the approach towards the e-bikes, and we're using it as a recovery training. So like the days that usually we wouldn't have pedal our mountain bikes because we just went to the gym and we're really fatigued or something. When then we get on the e-bikes and we go only turbo, like drain the battery as fast as possible, but then get a lot of runs in. So then like we're putting more time descending, which is really hard to do if you're only riding like your normal mountain bike.
Yeah.
So then we found like it's actually helping us a lot because we're like moving our legs, we're like speeding our recovery, but then we're putting more time descending, which is helping us, you know, with like confidence and like approach. We try to have our e-bikes set up kind of similar to our mountain bike, so like similar travel components, all this stuff, so it translates as much as possible.
Have you messed around with SLs?
We have, so Cannondale has the Moterra SL, which is not, it's technically not an SL like compared to other brands. It's a full power e-bike,
okay.
but it's under 20 kilos.
Okay.
So it has 60 newton meters, I believe, of assistance and a 600 watt battery. So you can still do like a 3-hour ride on your e-bike.
Can you pedal past the motor without it feeling like sluggish?
Yeah.
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 I
Not
found that
as much as like these all new like super small motors that you don't even hear them, but like it's a really good mix because it weighs almost as much as the same as our enduro bikes. Our race bikes are like so built up that they're not like the super light bikes.
I think there's something in the SLs. I've got a Fazua model on the Focus Jam Squared SL, and that's like you can pedal past the motor. So then you do like sprints, you do little efforts, and you don't not like. Sometimes I feel like I get a bit lazy on a full power.
Yeah.
Coming out of a turn, I'll be like, oh, I know I'm above the motor, so I just don't pedal.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the SL is quite good as a training tool potentially. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I really enjoy the e-bikes have changed a little bit the way I ride trails. Just having all that weight on the bottom bracket. I know everybody's spoken about this before, and you can see now on the downhill guys are putting those weights in there.
Yeah.
Downhill bikes are lighter than enduro bikes nowadays, so they just got too light.
That's crazy.
But just having that way. I'm a pretty light rider. I'm like in 66 kilos, so I have a big disadvantage when it comes to gravity and grip, I think, compared to like Richie Rude, which speaking like he's like maybe 20 kilos heavier than me. So riding an e-bike has like changed the way I feel on a bike because I have all that weight and like grip, and you just come in with more confidence, don't you? Like when you like sections that maybe you didn't have as much grip, or like there's a rut or something, just go on your e-bike and you're just like, oh yeah, there's a rut. I don't have to slow down. I'll just let the bike crash against the, like basically slam into the rut, and like I'll keep going. And then a little bit of that I've been able to take to my mountain bike now and like get away, you know, like trying these things and then bringing them to your normal rides, and just, I don't know,
that's super interesting. I never really thought about it, about weight with enduro and downhill. Obviously, like you said, downhill, you're seeing people like Jackson adding weight to the bikes. You don't really have that opportunity because you've got to ride it all day up and down.
Yeah.
So like, is there any way you can manipulate that at all, or have you considered it?
You can have some water bottles.
Stones in your pocket.
Fill it up.
Usually, it's just tricky because, basically our stages, although they're predominantly downhill, we also have like little uphills or flat section stuff. So then, we're always like, I'm the kind of guy that empties his water bottle before he goes down. I'm like, I don't want any extra weight to have to like take up the hill if there's a little punchy climb or this. But then also you're thinking like, but also it's kind of helpful when there's like just like when you're free coasting. It's so crazy. Like I've ridden a lot with Greg Callahan this year, and he's bigger than me. He's probably around like 15 kilos, 20 kilos more, and I try to follow him down the trail. I'm like following him, like keeping up with him, doing the same stuff, like doing the same lines, everything. And then we'll get to a section, for example, there's like nothing to pump, nothing to like, no corner or anything. And then he just starts pulling away from me. And I'm just like, what did I do wrong? You know, like I'm trying to like learn from him because he's a sick rider and he's really like really fast. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I was like, I hit the same like compressions. I pumped at the same places. I definitely like, I was keeping up with him, and then suddenly he starts pulling away from me. I'm like, and then just like we started figuring out, it's like, it's just freaking free speed for him.
Yeah.
And then
Interesting.
I like that you science things out. I like your approach. I like follow on social media. I like it that you work on like I don't know if you've seen you like work on corners. You and Ella work on corners together, and I love the nerding out on riding. Like I'm actually weirdly less into nerding out on bikes, but the technique nerding I really like. I think it's super interesting. Yeah. So you have to adapt to being lighter.
Well, I mean, and there's always pros and cons, right? So like I speak with Greg, it's like, yeah, but you have less weight to slow down when it's steep, you know, like
yeah.
True.
So like, yeah, I have to like probably pedal harder when he can just coast. But then I can just be more relaxed going on a steep section or rough section because like there's not so much stuff that my bike has to deal with. Like the brakes are not gonna get as hot. I've never had problems with brakes. But then some of these guys are like, oh shit, no, I need to go to a bigger rotor, or I need to work on these pads, or I need to be smart with how much I brake. Right, like it's hard to like have one perfect, you know, like, oh no, you have to be super heavy or super light. Like no, like you have to work with what you got and like work on your weaknesses, and like I just have to be more aero or pedal harder or you know.
We talked about it in a podcast recently. It's same for downhill, because if you got like in the finish line area, you've got Bruni and Jackson shaking hands, and they're sharing like the fucking top step, like first and second.
Yeah,
and that's two super different guys. Like the sport is, you can't really like design a human being around it, can you? No. What would you say would be like the enduro build if you could just dream enduro build?
There's not one, and I think that's the cool part about the sport is like I don't know, like when e-bike racing was a thing, like suddenly everybody was so concerned about weight because the motor was everything, and then how heavy you were. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be really horrible, because like now people are gonna start to be like, oh, I need to change my body to be able to do this sport that I like. Which I think is horrible. I think right now in enduro you have people, there's like 20 kilograms weight difference in a podium, you know? Yeah. From like first guy to second guy, and both men and women. Yeah. You know, it's like, it's so cool. And it's just like, well, we're doing so many different things during the day. Yeah. That at some point you're gonna be in a disadvantage, and at some point you're gonna have an advantage, and you just work around your weaknesses and your strengths, and like with what you've got and the work you put in, you get a perfect rider. And it's just the cool thing about this sport, I think.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it's cool. It kind of means it's open. Like if you're listening at home, you can also be.
You can do it.
An EDR superstar.
Exactly.
You can do it. There's nothing stopping you. Just get pedaling.
Exactly. Just if you want it, just put in the work, and there's nothing. You're not starting in a disadvantage.
Hey, if you need something that's going to help you, check out this ad break. All right, welcome to the ad break, and I've got a great anecdote to start off this ad read for our new sponsor, PEDROS Tools.
Oh, yeah.
So when I was younger growing up, my dad was a car mechanic, and he also looked after my dirt bike, and we had a thing called Steve Tight. Mate, I had the rigidest bikes you've ever seen. Everything was cranked up. The amount of bolts, dude, he'd round off. He once did a, what would you call it? A cylinder head bolt on a YZ85, and it was a nightmare.
Just dads, they love it. They do stuff too tight.
Swing off stuff, dude. He'd be bouncing off stuff.
Well, I tell you what, Davey, I've got a product right here that you could have done with when you were younger.
I could have. What we got?
Well, you look on any of your pivots, right? And they've all got the torque on them.
They have, yeah.
And then you think about getting stuff out and putting it together and getting the right torque. And what does it feel like? I don't even know.
Like? What's 5 Newton meters? What's 4 Newton meters? It's not even
a problem anymore. 4 Newton meters, we got you with a fixed torque driver.
that's the yellow one.
That's right. That's the yellow one, and you've got a number of different bits that you can still put in it, and there's storage in handle.
Do you want to do the song?
Which one is it?
The 4, a 5, a T25. It's got a 4, a 5, a T25.
It's got a 4, a 5, a T25. That's right. I'm really excited to get my.
Yeah, these are sick.
To get my horrible hands on these. 4.
Yeah,
but you need a 5.
Yeah,
that's not a problem, dude.
Orange one.
5. And do you know what that's got? A 4, a 5, and a T25.
A 4, a 5, a T25.
Let's say you got 6. Maybe it's your main pivot.
Yep.
The 5's not going to do it. The 4's not going to do it, is it?
No.
That's why we've got the green.
Got a green one. All right. And what's that got in it?
A 4,
a 5, a T25.
Honestly, these are so handy though, Because
yeah, it's a dream product. Really cool.
It really is.
You know what? I also just thought back to when we were selling handlebars through my old distribution company.
Yeah.
We'd have a lot of people like, I've crumpled my carbon bars.
Yeah,
and that's because no one knows what 5 or 4 Newton meters feels like.
You sort of guess, don't you?
You just like, that'll do.
Well, these make a reassuring click. I tried one earlier. It's really nice. You only use them in the clockwise direction. They've all been calibrated. You can see there's the calibration information. Ooh. That's on the back.
And the date it was done and everything.
It's really cool. They're really good quality tools. Hyped.
Yes.
To have them on board.
And we have a whopper of a discount as well.
You're joking.
We do, mate.
You didn't tell me about this.
Mate, you think I'm going to come here empty-handed without a discount for the companionship? Come on. All right. If you head over to Apex-DST, which is short for distribution.
Okay, yeah.
If you're struggling, Google it. Apex Distribution, UK distribution company, and they handle all PEDROS, I hope that's how you say it, sales in the UK. And we have set up a discount code exclusively for the podcast companionship listeners and viewers, okay? You can get yourself a whopper of 15% discount. All right? Not just off the fixed torque driver with a 4, a 5 and a T25. Anything on site. They got multi-tools. They got chain tools.
Are you serious? They have literally everything. It's actually insane.
That bike stand is so sick.
Yeah. And the burrito tool roll. That's what a lot of my friends have. The burrito tool roll is really nice. It's like World Cup quality tools in a roll.
Yeah.
So nice.
Mate. Apex-DST.uk. Use the code The Ride Companion. It's easy to remember. It's the same on most websites. The Ride Companion, it is in lower case for this website. And you're going to get yourself 15% discount delivered direct to your door. No more cracked handlebars. No more stiff bikes. Just great products.
15% off's brilliant as well. I actually can't do this advert anymore because I'm going through all of the pages of price. So I'm getting my order in. Thanks, Pedros.
Thank you, Pedros. We appreciate you. Back to the episode.
And we're back.
Great ad.
This is all right, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
It was all right, dude.
No, it was the best. What should we talk about next? What do you think?
I quite want to. I mean, you've just said that one of the longest days was recently.
Longest races. Biggest weeks.
One of the biggest weeks was recently. But I actually really wanted to know what the hardest enduro you've done is, because I guess that includes like trans races maybe, or like
yeah I mean those usually are really chill because mentally they're really chill because you don't know what's coming up because it's blind racing. You don't even you have no idea. They'll tell you like, oh, you're doing like 40Ks tomorrow or whatever, but it's not usually super hard. They're more tailored around customers having a good time, so you don't want to make them super hard. But I don't know, like there's been some really hard races out there, and a lot of the times it's been more about the conditions than the actual track. So we've had some extremely muddy races where like in Rotorua one year it rained so much and the dirt there just erodes really easily. So like there were like ruts, like axle deep ruts, but like the width of the tire. So like your bike will get stuck because your pedals will like get stuck on the rut. And like I remember coming into this stage, getting stuck in one of the ruts, wasn't able to get out of it, and then my bike stopped and I unclipped, and then I stood up and my handlebars were like on my knee, the height of my knee. I was like, what do I do now? Like, I was literally stopped in the middle of a stage, and like I had to like push the bike out a little bit, get it out, and like jump on, and it was all sliding and stuff. I don't know, like it was pretty hard, like especially for a guy from Spain that is not so used to the mud. Like a big day in the mud it was always challenging for me. I'm a bit more used to it now. But yeah, we have some other races where like really, really hot, like people with heat stroke in the middle of a climb and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot. There's been a lot of really hard ones. I think I struggle a lot. Probably the most tired I've been in my life when we had a EWS in Crested Butte in Colorado.
Okay.
And the town itself, the base, the lowest you are that week is 3,000 meters high elevation. So you never recover. Like each time you exercise, you're exercising super tired, and you're just adding to the tired bag.
Is that so? Yeah, like 3,000 meters is enough that you will be just forever making yourself more tired, basically.
Like so fatigued. Like there's no oxygen. Like you just do one step and you're like out of breath.
Yeah.
And that race was planned to be 3 days long, and there was so many tracks to cover that there wasn't enough time for practice. So you had to pick which ones you were going to race blind and which ones you were going to practice. But obviously you didn't know any of them, so you were just guessing. It was like, well, I'll do this one, and
stage 2 and stage 6.
Yeah. Let's hope that 4 isn't too hard and I can race blind fast.
You just practice the longest ones?
I don't even know. I think we would just practice the ones that were easier to get to so we could do more.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Some of them you could shuttle, so we're like, oh, let's start with those, and then...
Do you know, that's actually another one of my questions, is when you're approaching an EDR, like, can you remember a whole track?
That's a great question.
I'm getting there now. It's hard for me because I feel like I'm really good at just reading a track from blind.
So good blind, reactive.
Yeah, so like I can like always look around and trying to read the terrain, and like, well, you know how like some places like the tracks have a flow, you know, like you're like, okay, well, I don't know how to describe it, but like you can tell when it's going to be a right-hander or when it's going to be a left-hander, if it makes sense that there's going to be a jump, or if it makes sense that there's going to be something, whatever. Like you do 1 minute of a trail and then you're like, okay, I kind of know this place. I feel like I can get to that point. And then because of that, I wouldn't try to memorize trails too much, because it's a lot of work, obviously. It's like really, really long trails. But then nowadays the level is so high. You need to be pushing without knowing, like you need to be pushing on a corner where you don't see the exit, which for me that was challenging, right? So like you have to be coming to somewhere and be like, okay, no brakes here because this corner is not that tight, or there's no like a dangerous section after this. So now like if you're not memorizing the trails, I think it'd be really hard to like be on top of the level.
Interesting. So you do have to now, you think you have to really know. You can't be like, oh, there's 3 things that I need to break up for, the rest just go as fast as you can.
I think you're bleeding time there if you know. Like you, or either like, depends what type of rider you are. There's some riders that they'll ride flat out without knowing what's coming next, but they're like also really good at like dealing with the problems that arise from that situation, right?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, I remember riding behind Martin Mays one year, and I was like right behind him, was like, oh my God, he's like all over the place. And he'll be like a meter off the track, but he'll just bunny hop over that huge boulder and land back on the track without braking.
Yeah.
You know, like he's just really good like that. He can just like, I don't have to be on the right line. I'll make do with what it comes.
Figure it out.
Yeah. We're going back to what we were speaking about before. Like, there's not a perfect approach.
Yeah.
I could tell you, like, you need to memorize everything, every corner, every rock, every route to be able to win. But maybe you're someone that you're better not knowing everything, because you just ride flat out and then you deal with the problems as they come.
Yeah.
So like, I'm on the side now where like I feel more comfortable knowing as much of the track as possible, so I can just let go of the brakes and approach every section faster.
And how are you doing that? GoPro?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Has that become more of a thing? I can't remember who we had on who was talking about the use of GoPros now.
Milway, I think.
Could have been.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could have been. Anyway, talking about like you've got to have a GoPro now.
Yeah.
Or something to.
Yeah. I think GoPros has been always a big thing in enduro.
Yeah.
There's always very, very few people who are actually not using GoPros, but it was more like how much were you watching them after? Like how it has changed. Definitely track walking is also increased a lot. The amount we track walk since like, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago or something.
Okay.
Now people are walking almost every track. So that to like start to memorize the trails and spend less time during practice stopping and looking at lines.
Is there guidance now for that? As far as you can't just go and walk the tracks a week before, or can you?
The minute they announce the tracks, which is usually 7 days before race day, you can go and walk them.
Yep.
The only problem is they announce the tracks, but then they start taping the tracks. So you don't actually have 7 days to walk because you want to see how they tape them.
Right.
So then you have to wait maybe a couple days until they've taped or whatever. So that's the problem is, once again, you can decide to walk all the tracks, but then you are putting on your legs 20 kilometers of hiking.
Yeah.
Like really steep up and down. So there's fatigue on your legs already before you even start racing. So you have to balance like, okay, how much walking can I do without like emptying the tank, and how much of an advantage it is compared to having fresh legs or knowing the track. So we're always like, we don't always walk all the tracks, but we do sometimes. Now there's some venues that we know of because we've been before, and then we know, okay, this trail will probably be worth walking, and we show up 2 or 3 days before practice and we go walk on one of them or two of them.
Okay.
But definitely what we do for memorizing all these tracks is just watching the GoPro a lot. Watching the GoPro and trying to visualize. So same process that downhill guys do, but instead of just one track, we do 4 or 5, 6 tracks, and over an afternoon, because that's really what you got. You can do one practice, you get home to the house at 6 or 7, you eat something, and then you start studying tracks, and yeah.
Wow.
It's mega interesting because it's like, I guess, quite young as a sport. It's like all of these things are all getting figured out, aren't they?
Kind of reminds me of the UFC.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like the exciting period where you're like working it out.
Yeah,
working out.
He's a specialist at that. He's
jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai is the
you
combo,
have to train all of it now.
It is. Yeah. I've ridden with Vid Persak.
Yeah,
and he reckons he can learn a whole track. He's got like he says like photographic memory. He said to me, I don't know if he was winding me up, but when we talked about it, he was like, I can remember a whole track. He can like close his eyes and picture it.
Joe Barnes.
Yeah, he said the same.
Same thing, yeah.
And then Dan Wolf just says he's good blind. And I rode with him and he's really good blind. Like really, really fast blind. Not knowing is where he's seemingly, well, the quickest, you know.
Yeah.
So like, what would you prefer to have if you had either of those super talents?
I mean, just being really good blind is probably less work for you. You don't have to memorize all of that.
You can be watching Netflix.
You know, just get home and just like have dinner and go to bed. But yeah, there's people that are like, super like just have that skill. Like Greg Callahan will walk the track and just know it.
So he can he memorizes it. Do you think?
And he's the opposite. Like he's really bad blind. He can't ride fast blind. First runs is like completely different speed for Greg.
Yeah.
Compared to like after done one run or walking it once.
How interesting. Yeah.
That's cool. That's
like,
fascinating.
So we're like kind of different. So whenever we ride together, most of the times, if the first time we both going down that trail, I'll go first. But I'm not going first if it's the second run, because then like he'll be hot on my way, and like I'll be slowing him down. But then if it's the first run, then I can like easily get in front of him.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot of different skills, I guess. And
as someone who's crap at racing, I find it really interesting talking to someone who rides enduro, because you sort of do so much of it. you do so much racing.
Yeah.
You like find the quickest way down so many tracks. Do you feel like you're good at knowing what's quick? Like, I don't know what's quick. I know what feels quick, and it's quite often like whacking shit, and it's not quick.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a constant learning process for me. I will think something is really fast.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. You just like completely. I think as racers, because we're always puzzling, we're always second guessing. Like when Enduro started, we were racing a lot more hiking trails. A lot of trails that were not purposely built for biking. So you had to make them flow. And that was the speed, right? You had to like, if you're able to make this switchback work without having to get your foot out or like stopping at the exit, then that works, that's fast. So always like the technique there was always like set up for every corner. Go high, ride it as round as possible, carry speed out. Now we have all this more like bike purposely built trails, and you know, after practice I will watch like some videos on Instagram or like a raw or a video on YouTube from practice, and then I'll see like Richie or Charlie, some riders is just, they don't take a single high line, they just go mainline all the time, super fast, they don't care, like kind of like you're like, really? Okay, well, everything that I've been working on for the past 8 years, this guy's just throwing in the garbage. They're like,
are we talking about the spirit of enduro here?
I don't know. It's just, it's changes all the time. Like, it's so hard to figure out. And it's kind of the cool thing. Like, I don't think anyone has figured it out. And when they do, the next year it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And like, it just keeps changing, keeps evolving. Like, yeah, I don't know. And then you wonder, like, is it just a trend? You know, like, is a trend now as a racer just to not set up and just like smash it? And then somebody will come and will take all the highlines and win. And then everybody will start like, okay, well, now, no. To be fast, you have to take all the highlines. It's just, that's the thing. Like, we're always just like puzzling and we're like, okay, is this how it is? Or is this how we think it is?
What, switching gears, sorry, we can go back to this, it's actually fascinating, but how have you changed your approach to like fueling yourself throughout these days, because they're big days out and a lot of people listening to this doing an enduro for the first time, maybe they just got into it or whatever, like how do you plan that out throughout a day?
I think that's one of the things that I think is helping us do these bigger days without being completely destroyed, you know,
because you have to be a nutritionist as well as a rider.
I mean, like, we don't go like super geeky on like amount of calories and carbohydrates and all this stuff, but like basically you need to eat a lot. You need to eat a lot, and you need to eat very often. I used to go out and be like, well, I won't eat unless I'm hungry.
Too late.
You're so late.
You're
like, you're done. Like, you're fucked already. Like, now we keep learning, and all this like, I think the nutrition part and cycling is like evolving so fast nowadays. Like, every 2 months there's like so much new research coming up and stuff that you need to do, or like supplements, or like when do you need to drink, when do you need to eat, all this stuff. Basically, we try to stay really hydrated. So like normal things, you need to drink a bottle of water, like one of the bottles that you put on your bike, an hour minimum. That's usually like the numbers we work with. And like, when we're racing, more or less what we do is you want at least 1 gel and 1 bar an hour.
Okay.
So when we're racing, usually we'll get to the bottom of the stage, we'll try to eat a bar, because it takes a bit longer to take that energy from a bar to digest it. And then 15-20 minutes before we drop into the stage, we take a gel. Usually our climbs are around an hour, so that's what I'm putting around there. Like, if it's really hot, then you want to drink even more water. You always want to have electrolytes, always. Just plain water is a waste of time. You want to have like, and it can be anything, right? Like, there's better ones and worse, but like, you want to have electrolytes. You want to have, I don't know, whatever you can buy from your bike shop or from Decathlon or whatever. But that's what allows you to ride for really long and wake up the next day and be able to do it again. Just you're fueling your body. I've learned a lot about this from Ella, from my wife, because she was a cross country racer, and they obviously were onto the nutrition side of things earlier than you got to enduro. And like one of the things she says, like if you finish your ride hungry, you've done something wrong. You know, and I remember like years ago it was like, oh yeah, finish the ride starving and just go home and make a huge bowl of pasta and just smash it. You know, if you have to do that, if you do it is no problem. But if you have to, like if you're just that hungry, you done something wrong.
Okay.
You shouldn't finish a ride hungry.
Yeah.
Starving. Yeah. I mean, if it's dinner time, you should be hungry if it's dinner time, but you shouldn't like deploy your body so much that then it's going to take you a lot longer to replenish everything that you've consumed during your ride.
It's great tips.
Yeah, really good.
Really
I mean, I literally can't remember finishing a bottle ever.
No.
You know what I mean? I've always gone home with a bit in there. I don't even like the end bit. Chuck it.
I mean, yeah, it's true. I'm pretty bad. I've never had a bottle cage on a bike, I don't think.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Jay, I'm so bad. I'll always be like, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's e-biking, sorry, usually.
Do you think, do you look back on early days and think how much difference it could have made by doing that right as well?
Yeah, probably would have made a big difference. I mean, I was still like during a lot of that I've changed more during training as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because in races, you always know, like everybody knows that if you're racing, you have to take food with you and you have to drink and stuff. So like I was still doing a lot of that stuff. But nowadays, yeah, I will easily take a gel every day I ride. And definitely always never leave the house without an energy bar in my pocket.
Right.
Never.
Yeah. I remember I did a little bit of like running and I did a marathon and all that sort of stuff. And a lot of that was about you've got to actually do it when you're training because your body's just like, what is this?
Yeah.
Why are we putting this horribly tasting, weird consistency food in my belly? Like it's not used to it. So you kind of have to get used to it in the build up to an event or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the thing nowadays. Like some people are pushing like a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of calories for a day, like that's how they're feeling, and you cannot just do that one day. You have to like train, prepare your body, and even learn if you're able to do that or not, because you might not be able to process all that sugar and all that goo that you're eating. I just might end up the race day, middle of the race day, and sitting in the toilet.
Yeah, you're just pooping it out.
Yeah,
it's true. What all this stuff's so fascinating, dude. Like the intricacies of racing and racing at the highest level.
Yeah.
But like, what is the actual state of the sport right now? You know, I guess again, let's be honest, a lot of people are probably listening or watching this and like, yeah, this is sick. Like, I can't really see it that well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really want to. We always try to stay like quite, you know, on the fence. We're all about good vibes for the sport, for mountain biking. But what is it actually like as a racer in 2025?
I think it's really good right now.
Okay.
Obviously, the industry as a whole is like gone for a bit of a rough patch, and you can see it everywhere. And enduro has taken a hit because of that. But when you go to a race, like the atmosphere is insane. Like people are having a great time, and I love it. I love going to the races because I have so many friends there. And in enduro, you're just riding all day with your mates. You go 6 hours riding with your mates. You saw them the previous week in France, and now you're in Italy, but you're riding with the same guys. Yeah. And you're catching up, and like, I don't know, you're learning about the new home project that this guy is doing, and this other guy's trying to get his helicopter license, and I don't know, like all this stuff, and like the vibe is really good. The trails are sick. We're going to a lot of these venues that like there's a lot of passionate people behind, and you can tell that there's putting like they're trying to put a show. They're trying to showcase their best trails and stuff. Just this Saturday, we had our first ever night stage, which was really cool.
Yeah. What was that like? I saw some highlights.
It was really, really cool. Like we were like, at first we're like, oh my God, now they're throwing this at us, you know, like we're going to be the clowns racing in the night, you know, like we've never raced in the night. We don't even know how it's going to be. They say it's going to be perfect, but what if the lights are not good and you just don't see the routes or whatever?
They provide the lights.
Yeah. So they were like,
they're actually lit.
They actually were like, you're not allowed to run lights on yourself.
Oh,
they hired this company that does all the lighting for the F1 night races.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they have all this like equipment there, the best of the best. It was it was really cool, honestly. Like there were so many people watching at 10:30 at night.
Oh, it's at 10:30 as
At
well.
10
It's actually
yeah,
late.
we had to wait until it got dark.
Of course, yeah,
for a night
European
race.
time.
Like sun, like it didn't start getting dark until like 9:45.
So did you do a
So-
day and then a break and then a
We started pretty late. We started like at 1.
Okay.
Did
And
you do
then-
track walk in the dark?
We actually, so this is the tricky thing because they were like, well, they didn't want to do like practice that you
Yeah.
had to wait until the night to do the stage. So we practiced during the day, and then we went home, we ate dinner and stuff, and they were like, we're going to have the lights on at night if you guys want to see how the lights are working, because obviously none of us had seen how that looked like.
Yeah.
So we will actually went like, we just took the e-bikes and went to like the rock garden, like look how the lights were working. And we tried some different goggle lenses because we got told that skiers actually race at night with tinted lenses.
Really?
And we were like, oh really? Yeah, same. We were like, what really? Because most people were like, oh yeah, we'll just race without lenses on the goggles. And we went there, we packed a couple of we read for Smith Optics, and we had like 3 or 4 different lenses that we could have used. So we went up there, we took all our lenses and a couple of goggles with the different lenses, and we put them on. And actually, the lights are so bright. Basically, it's like a studio. It's like this light right here, but bigger. And there's they probably had 60 of them or something. It was so many. It was too bright.
Really?
So what did you use the tints in?
Yeah. There's a really light tint. We have this one. There's a chroma pop that is it's designed to pop the colors of that you usually see on a bike trail more.
Okay.
So you can see better the greens and the browns. And it's a little bit darker. So we put that, and actually we're like, oh no, this is actually way better than no lenses or a clear lens. So we raised with tinted lenses, but always another thing that you throw into the okay, how you prepare for enduro. It's we're walking at night, looking at different lenses for your goggles.
No way. I didn't know they'd lit the whole course. How long was the...
Yeah. It wasn't super long. It was time was it was 1 minute of racing, and it was 600 meters long,
Okay.
but really steep.
Wow.
We had
Yeah, it looked pretty action-packed.
yeah, we had
Yeah.
3 really fast steep grass of camber corners, and then you just had 2 banks, really steep loose banks, and then you went into this gnarliest rock garden you've ever seen. The rocks are this big, and you have to find a way through them.
Yeah, I saw Matt Walker go over the bars, I think. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looked like there was a big crowd. It looked good.
It was insane. More people at the downhill race, dude.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Insane. There were
Tight
so
times as
many
well?
people. Super tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually really exciting because we did 3 huge stages. Most of the stages before were 1,000 meters drop and 10-minute long. And the men's race, it was first and second were 0.2 seconds apart.
Wow. Holy.
And third and fourth were less than a second apart.
Yeah, it's mad.
And in the women's race, they were 2 seconds apart. After 30 minutes of racing, that's what it was coming to.
Yeah.
It was coming to a 1 minute sketchy night stage. Yeah. So that there were some big crashes because people were well, my walker was go big or go home. He was just okay, I'm gonna win. So he went all in and had a little crash. It was it was a bummer, but it was so cool to watch the racing unfold there.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, that's crazy tight. I didn't actually realise that. The times were that tight. Is that down to a faster tracks, the same theme as kind of in the downhill tracks?
No, I don't think so. Because we had
That's really crazy.
There were
over 30 minutes.
3 very different tracks, both really long. One really awkward, more on the hiking style of trail, awkward, not much flow. One way faster, flowier, but still a lot of tech. And then one super fast, but also really flat and very physical and pedally. So it was there were all these different type of tracks, and just the level is so high.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But everywhere you look down the results, and so many people, 30 minutes of racing and 5 people in the same second. And then you move down 10 spots in the results and another 5 in the same second. And it's just the level is really high. And that's what I say, it's really cool. The sport is thriving. There's so many fast people, lots of people love the sport.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe we have the problem that we cannot, you cannot watch us on YouTube live or on HBO or whatever it is, but we're there's a lot of other things happening at the same time, and it's kind of cool, I think, trying to find it. Like now there's a lot of people doing stuff on Instagram. There's the organizers now are like really quick with what they're putting out. They're putting like raw videos, so they're just putting the footage out there with some interviews. You can watch them the same day, both for practice and the race. So it's getting there. I think they're playing around with the idea of doing a live last stage of the day.
Okay. Yeah, that could be cool, couldn't it? Yeah.
So this night stage was fully televised at the venue, so you could watch on the screen the whole thing.
Okay.
In Leogang last year, they did the same thing. The last stage was also televised, and they had the times and stuff. And I think it's a matter of time. I think it was maybe a problem with the rights of those images.
Right.
So I think the organizers can film them, but they don't have the rights to put them up on the internet for now. So it's just, it has to like catch up, and they have to decide how they're gonna like put those things together and find a platform to put that on.
I mean, perhaps that is a really good idea for enduro, because then you already have the pre-show in downhill where they tell the story of the race. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then you show the live final run.
Because I mean, certainly it's a complex but more interesting story leading up to the final run, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like they've done it actually 1 year. I don't remember which year it was, in Cranworth Whistler.
Oh, really?
They did this whole operation. It was sick. It was actually like, if they could do that again, it'd be so cool. They had this crew of filmers on every stage filming like the actual racing, then a filmer at the bottom doing interviews, and then this crew of people taking memory cards from the race to the production booth at the finish line. And they were building this pre-show to air before they did the live retransmission of the last stage.
I feel like that's the move.
And it was sick. Obviously, like so many resources and so many people, but it was so cool because, you tune, I don't know how much earlier you had to tune in, but like maybe an hour before the live stage started, and they show you like, okay, this images of the first stage, this is the fastest people, interviews of how their race went, like if they had any problems, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, and this is where we're at now. These guys are about to drop in. He's the fastest right now. It's 2 seconds apart from this guy, and they're about to do a 10-minute run. And you can watch live now. And I was racing, so I couldn't actually watch the thing, but I can imagine it would have been sick. And if you can do that again, it would be there.
Yeah, it would be cool, man. I mean, I think obviously it's really great when you watch I'm trying to think of how it can be similar to other sports, but like if it's really cool when you watch a whole football game or basketball, but if you could just have the highlights of the first 3 quarters and then watch the full quarter.
Tell the story, tell who we're looking out for.
Yeah.
Like you work out who needs to not crash.
Yeah.
Like maybe the wider story, who's doing well in the series. Yeah.
I mean, I think it could be super interesting. I don't know. Sometimes for me, downhill is a bit repetitive, right? You're watching a live run. Like nowadays, depending on the track, they don't even do different lines that much. So you're just watching different people do the same thing over and over again, like 30 of them. But with this, because you're not watching, the cameras are moving all the time, so you'll see a lot more different riding, different tracks, different people doing different things. And then you do watch that live stage. I think it could be super interesting. Like it's easier to follow as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to like, how many people are watching a World Cup and they just got distracted? Oh, like, oh, my phone, blah, 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 or this and that. Because it's very repetitive, but I think this other format for enduro will be a lot more engaging. And
I like the idea.
I don't know.
I also love this ad break.
Davey, honestly, I need your help. I really, really need your help.
Okay, here we go again.
Yeah, I really need your help. I've got an e-bike. It's last year's model. It's the Focus Jam Squared. It's last year's model. I want to sell it because I've got my new one. I don't use it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every day I feel like it's just depreciating and I want to just sell it secondhand. I went to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. I'm really worried about thieves knowing where I am. People writing the message, is this still available? Of course it is. The advert's up.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many reasons why these are not these. It's really hard for me to sell it. And I was wondering if you had. But to be honest, I was hoping that you might be able to help me. Your dad might be able to sell it for me.
He'll have a crack. You know what I mean?
Yeah?
He'll have a
Will
go. Yeah, he'll
Wicked.
have a go. He'll have a go.
Perfect.
Or
what?
You could take away all of that guesswork, all of that sort of like anxiety of who's going to come to your house.
Yeah.
Or where are you going to meet someone.
Yeah.
They're going to send you silly offers. There is a better solution.
Is there?
Yeah, there is a better solution, dude.
Davey, please tell me more because I'm at the end of my tether.
Ooh. The better solution is ebikeexchange.co.uk. All right?
Is that ebikeexchange.co.uk?
That's correct,
I
mate.
haven't heard that before.
No, they've been around for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and basically it's a trusted source to sell or buy e-bikes.
Okay.
And there's two elements to this, right? Let's be honest. You want to sell your e-bike. You want to do what you've just done. You want to get rid of your bike. You want a good valuation. You want an easy, quick, simple process.
That's what I want.
All you got to do, ebikeexchange.co.uk. Go on the homepage. I'm on it right now because I also have a bike to sell.
Yeah.
Hit the sell button and then you fill out a form.
Okay.
You'll get a valuation sent to you. They'll arrange collection. They have a courier which doesn't even need you to box the bike.
Hold on a minute. So you don't even have to deal with any aspect of the sale?
No hassle. Get a valuation. They'll figure it out with you. They'll go through the process. They'll get the bike. They'll service it. They'll diagnose it. And then guess what?
What?
They'll put it on the site for sale. So the other end of the spectrum of this, you're looking for an e-bike. You don't want to scroll through Facebook Marketplace. You end up dealing with people like my dad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to avoid that at all costs. You're a lovely bloke, but you'll have your pants down. you want a nice, simple, trusted process, okay? You want to know you're getting something that's been looked at, diagnosed, and then they'll even ship the bike to you for a whopper of a price. So you buy something that you know that's sort of not going to fail straight away.
Wow, it sounds really good. So if you're interested in buying and selling on the second-hand market with your e-bike,
yes,
this sounds like it's the one-stop shop and the place to be.
That's exactly what it sounds like. So ebikeexchange.co.uk.
Is that ebikeexchange.co.uk? How do you spell exchange, Davey?
EXCHANGE.
Did it?
Well
First
done.
time. Easy.
Easy. So yeah, head to that homepage. There's a link in the show description. Whether you're looking to buy an e-bike, you know, they are expensive, man. You want to save a few quid, you can get like a really good year-old, like your bike. Probably not been ridden that hard, your one?
That's right, last year's one. No, barely ridden.
Perfect bike.
Yeah.
Or you can sell your e-bike on that homepage as well. I mean, there's two buttons, man. View bikes, sell bikes.
Yeah.
We couldn't make it any simpler.
Do you know what? I feel like I need to be honest. I actually don't have a bike to sell. I just fabricated that bike for the purpose of this advert. But now I know about it, I'm going to use this service.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy as that. ebikeexchange.co.uk. Links in the show description. Buy a bike, sell a bike, go e-biking, make your life better.
Life is good.
Life's better.
Thanks,
on an
eBike
e-bike.
Exchange.
Mate, this one is the easiest ad read that we do. We're just going to speak from the heart. WORX have been a sponsor of ours for years, and we've both used the majority of the tools at this point.
Absolutely. I've really sort of redone my house with WORX Tools.
Yeah, I've got a plethora.
I bought in mine.
Show and tell.
This is you what? Sorry, yeah, it's show and tell. Exactly. So this is my Hydra Shot, and I bought it in because I wanted to do show and tell and talk about the things that I really love about it.
Please,
is that okay?
I'd love for you to do that, please.
So basically, one of the key things beyond the actual function of this, which we'll get into in a second, it's the fact that it's part of the power share system. Now, every single power tool I own, and whether that's garden, home, DIY, my chainsaw, trail building. I've got 2 chainsaws.
Ooh.
I need to actually keep my voice down, otherwise WORX will hear and they'll stop sending me anything. I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
But this power share, this goes in everything I own. So I can't tell you how easy that makes life.
Yeah,
I've always
100%.
got something charged up. I'm not the most dialed with like having a set up charging area. So it's always good to know that you've always got batteries.
Yep. It's true.
Pop it in here in a waterproof case.
Nice. There it is.
And you're off to the races. Now, this I use attached to my hose.
Yep.
But previously, I've used it with the hose connection that goes into a water source. So you can do it from a bucket or a river. So you can have it in the back of your van.
Yeah.
To clean your bike.
Yeah. Super handy. Portable, of course. Like I've done that before. I've finished a ride. I've been parked near a water source, whether it's a puddle or even actually taking water in
Portaloo.
a 25-litre drum.
I saw Davey once
Gave it the blue wash down. Yeah, I dipped it into my bucket that I'd taken.
Yeah.
Washed the bike in the back of the van. Dry when you get home. Sometimes I even use my WORX leaf blower
No, you don't.
to dry a
I don't have
bike.
a leaf
That's
blower.
Gangster.
I best
dude.
get on the
It's
emails.
so
I'm going to
cool.
get a leaf blower on the go.
But yeah, love this brand. Love the tools. Super easy. I mean, the Hydra Shot's become a MTB must, hasn't it?
I mean, it really has.
If you don't
It's
own one, you may as well not have a bike.
Yeah, your bike's really going to end up landfill.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
This is actually the Nitro version as well. So this is more powerful.
Some extra beans.
Some extra beans. It's got this like adjustable head, so you can adjust like the spray. Like any, I mean, we don't need to tell you what a pressure washer does. This does what a pressure washer does, but I can't tell you how good it is and how easy it's made my life. And I've been using it for so long. This is literally the easiest advert to do.
It's so good.
Before I had a hose fitting on my house.
Yep.
I used to live in a flat.
Yep. I
I used to wheel the bikes into the flat. It was so annoying having muddy bikes. It just meant I had a muddy house. I got this. It literally changed my life. I'm not even joking. I could wash my bikes and I didn't have to live in a pigsty. And then I could get a girlfriend.
Dude.
And look at us now.
This jet wash has changed your entire life.
Yeah, it's meant that I can actually have a partner in life. I'm not just on my own with a muddy house.
I mean, what an endorsement.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is
and
mind-blowing.
What's even better than that? So people can get a partner, change their life,
Yeah.
and save 15%. At
How
work.
much?
15%, dude.
I
Say
mean,
it again.
the fact, 15%, you're serious. I mean, the
man.
fact that they offer this product to general public as something you can just buy is ridiculous enough. And now we're offering it for 15% less.
Mate, you'll never see a single mountain biker again.
I mean, I kind of want to keep it secret a little bit. That's why I was a bit, it's the only downer about doing these ads. I wanted to keep it a bit secret. I don't want everyone to have the secret to my success in life. All right, maybe we're going overboard. We actually, do you know what? It's a product we don't really need to. The Hydra Shot is absolutely unbelievable. And you say we get 15% off. How do we get 15% off?
Head to works.com, enter the promo code The Ride Companion. It's on screen right now. The promo code is flashing black and orange. The Ride Companion at works.com. Change your life.
The
Clean
Ride
your bike.
Companion at works.com.
Yeah, easy as that.
Seems easy.
It's easy.
Change your life too. Thanks, Works.
Cheers, Works.
We're back.
We're back. Kind of touched on the state of Enduro. It's all good out there at the moment with riders and stuff. If you could have the keys to the sport now, what would you change to make it better? If anything.
I think I would actually take it.
Netflix.
I would separate. I wouldn't have venues whereas enduro and downhill and cross country all at the same time.
Okay.
And I would go to all these like exotic places. You know, at the start of enduro, one of the things that got me hooked is like, well, if you sign up to race a full Enduro World Series, you're signing up for going to all these cool places that you would never go if it wasn't for this bike race. So, like, you're going to go to
adventure.
Yeah, you're going to discover new trails, new countries, new cultures. And I think we've lost a little bit of that now. We have most of the racing, well, all this year in Europe. But like, I loved when we went to Tasmania for the first time. It was like, never in my life I would have traveled to Tasmania before or known about Tasmania really, and that it even had biking there. And we went there the first year, and there were like 10 houses in one restaurant and a couple of really cool trails. And we come back 2 years later, and because we went there, so many people learned about this place. They started traveling there. People start moving there. Like, next time we come, there's like 50 houses and 3 restaurants, 2 cafes, 3 bike shops, 2 shuttle companies, you know, and seeing that was so sick. And like, and then you got there and there was another 3 brand new trails that were amazing. And next time you go to Colombia and you end up in Manizales, in this mountain town that probably doesn't, I don't know if it has any tourist attractions, but the biking is insane. It's super cool. And the people there love it. Like, there's crowds and crowds, like so many people come to watch the race and like love it. And it was so cool to be a part of that. And I think we've lost that a little bit, and definitely had a control. I'd be like, okay, forget about all these like Alp resorts, mountain resorts that have the money to put on these races, but I'm trying to find all these other like new venues like Madeira. You've been to Madeira.
I was
like,
going to say, is that what
like
kind of blew Madeira up as well, right?
I mean, it was already like a lot of people were going there filming and
Yeah.
doing things, but I think the EWS definitely put it on the map, and so many people started going there. Like now they don't need to host any races. Like they have so many people going there to ride and do bike trips and stuff. But so I think it was really cool for us, but also it was really cool to see how what a positive impact a race can have.
Yeah.
And like you being there, like you see all these people that have like creating lots of jobs, like towns that were like the town in Tasmania was a ghost town. Like,
right.
Like people, we were empty houses. Nobody wanted to live there. There was nothing to do. It was an old mining town. The mine closed. There was no reason to live there anymore. And now like this place has like life. As like young people are moving back into all those houses and stuff. It's like really cool to see what a bike can do. You know, they can bring life to a remote part of the world. And
those bikes sort of represent a bit of adventure. Definitely for me, they've taken me all over the place, and I think they're perfect for it.
Yeah.
Like an enduro bike is such an amazing tool, isn't it? And it's almost like if you can make the whole series represent that adventure.
Yeah.
It's
It's
pretty
relatable,
cool, isn't it?
probably more relatable than if they saw a downhill bike. Someone who's not into mountain bike would be like, well, there's no point me getting that because all I can do is point it downhill.
Yeah, and a downhill bike's good in a resort, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
A downhill bike's great in a mountain resort, whereas an enduro bike is amazing
Everywhere.
anywhere, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Is the best travel companion. Like
Yeah,
you take your enduro bike, you know, you will be able to do any type of biking wherever you go.
Yeah.
You find it like we used to go to all these places for example, in Colombia, we went for a spin before the race, and in the distance we saw something that looked like dirt jumps. We pedaled to the dirt jumps and we session at the dirt jumps with our enduro bikes. And then another day, you go to the bike park and you start riding all these downhill trails, and you go to this other place and there's a sick lake and you go for a pedal around the lake. You can do anything you want with an enduro bike. You take it with you and you're not going to have a problem.
Right, so Iago's taking it around the world. What else would you change? What would the tracks have? More of, less of, anything? Just your dream track?
I think, at first it was kind of cool racing like hiking tracks or any sort of track. But now that we've gone back to a lot of these venues that had that, they're not so sustainable if they're going to have that many bikes. To me, I think we have to go to places that the trails have been thought for bikes or adapted for bikes.
Okay.
And some of the places we've raced recently, we keep going to these venues. We race some of the same tracks that we raced the years before, and they haven't done any work, put any work into them. So like every year they're like more fucked. There's more routes, more rocks, less support, and they're just getting like, you enjoy them less. And I think that once again, that's a negative impact. You're hosting this race is destroying your tracks. So then people that come to ride these tracks are going to be like, oh, these tracks suck. So I think one of the things that I would change is like that the places we go race, I would say for sure, leave the tracks better than when we started the race. So it would be really cool if after the race finished, someone goes there and like, okay, they destroyed this berm, let's fix it up. Or this section is getting too gnarly, let's close it, build a better option that is not gonna get destroyed by the rain or riding, just make it that it was more enjoyable for us. For example, racing like a track that is not just falling to pieces. Yeah. And I think also for the place, the venue, and for people that come to ride later, it'll be way better.
Making a good old pitch as a president of the Enduro Series,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so we got the tracks covered, we got the locations covered. What are we saying about that? I suppose we've just covered that, actually, haven't we? The coverage. Yeah.
It's interesting. So I was looking back at what we spoke about when you first came on.
Yeah.
And your vision for it there was POV cameras, drones. There was one other thing that I can't quite remember. But obviously, we've not really seen that. I don't think it's probably fair to say.
Yeah, so, I honestly thought we were going to have like live GoPros.
I mean, this is 2018.
That was something that people were talking about, wasn't it? Live streaming off Go. I know you can do it, but like you haven't seen much of it, have you?
I think you can, but like I don't know why you're not seeing like even on downhill, like because they're racing with their GoPros already. It's like that's not a problem of carrying the camera. It's like
like why can't you host your own? You know, you've got the live stream, but why can't you have it on your own channel as well, so you get to see your actual run? Like
I think it would be super cool. Definitely, like technology at some point is gonna allows that if you're carrying your GoPro and your phone in your pocket, you
I
just
think it does allow it though. I just don't understand why no one's.
I've never really seen it.
No, me neither.
I've heard about it. I
Yeah.
thought you could.
Yeah, I thought you
I've never
could.
seen anyone do it, so maybe you can't. I don't
Maybe
know.
we should do it.
Let's try. Live stream this.
Yeah. I mean, different for this year, they've actually put together a docu-series.
Yeah, I heard.
So I think that's definitely a change, and pretty excited about it. I think it should be really cool. They're trying to like get all this content together and like sit on it, like edit it, like think about it, how you're gonna present it, and then kind of like what they're doing with Netflix has something like that for the Tour of France, and they also have it for like the
Drive to
F1.
Survive.
Yeah, so I think they're trying to like do something like that, and it's gonna be on HBO Max.
Okay.
I think pretty soon. I don't know if they said August, the first episodes. So the cool thing is like obviously it's gonna be showed to a way bigger audience than if you just have it on your YouTube channel. People will be scrolling on their
Hopefully
in their houses, and they'll
Yeah,
be
that's
like,
pretty
"Oh,
cool,
what
yeah.
is this?" And maybe we're gonna get a lot of new fans. And yeah,
Have you seen, I don't really know how to word it, like not lack of coverage, let's just say, as an umbrella term. Has it made any difference to you as far as the putting together a package to sponsors?
Yeah, you hear from some brands that they're like, oh, they don't know if it's worth it or not. I think for me, I have a strong enough social media that maybe I can be like, hey, no, like I'm still reaching a lot of people, and this is okay. Like you're gonna have something good out of supporting me, and likely for me, I'm still working with pretty much all of the same sponsors I started 10 years ago, and they believe in me and they support. But I think I'm a bit frustrated because a lot of the media speak about how there's a lack of media on enduro, like especially the big places like Pink Bike or Vital or other places, and like it's like, dudes, like you have to go there. Like you are the one that has stopped doing like photo galleries, or you stopped sending someone to film. Like there's all these people, like we used to have so much coverage, and the people that were taking those photos and the people taking those videos are still at the races, just the media outlets are not paying them to do it.
Right. Okay.
And a lot of it is because click rate and shit like that. They're like, oh no, but like we don't get as many clicks as when we do a Friday fails compilation. Like, yeah, but is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that doing for the sport? Seeing people crash, and like what it's doing for the future of the sport. I can think of a lot of moms that if they see one of those videos, like there's no way in hell I'm buying my kid a bike.
Yeah. It's this
chicken
like
and egg,
chicken, exactly. It's this chicken and egg thing. It's like if it don't get coverage, no one goes. But if it, I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough one.
So
you can totally see why it's hard to broadcast. You can totally understand. You can see all the argument for that.
I think it's just so annoyingly measurable now on social media, and it doesn't tell you everything. It just tells you what your what you react to the most. So it doesn't. I'm with you. Like Friday fails is sure it gets the most clicks, but it's not like each one of those clicks doesn't mean anything. Like when you used to
it doesn't sell a bike.
No, and when you used to be invested in a race series and you'd have this footage, sure it'd have way less viewing figures, but it impacted each of those views was like.
yeah,
Like, dude, I remember watching Samuel inside a turn at an EWS. Like, I remember the footage, and I remember, like, people going on winning streaks. It, like, gives me shivers.
Yeah.
I remember it when it's, like, dialed and you've got all the media platforms on board and they're all making, like, footage from it. And Sven's interviewing people and there's, like, stuff going on. It's so exciting. Why isn't it happening now?
I think it's been a little bit of a perfect storm. So there's not one reason why this is happening. Obviously the industry is not doing so well, and they have to cut somewhere, and they're cutting everywhere. They're just cutting a little bit more in enduro, and that's affecting everything. So from media platforms, like they get less money for ads. So then they're like, well, we cannot send this person there. We can do this. But so then like, I mean, if if you speak with any downhiller or a cross country guys, they're all like struggling also, like because there's more and more demand for money and there's less money, so brands are having to redistribute the money, and enduro in some aspects has been affected by that, but it's not because the sport itself is not. I mean, it's what most people do.
Yes.
And it's what most bikes are sold.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm sure there's way more people with an enduro bike in their house than with a cross country or a downhill bike. So it's just, it's hard to tell exactly what's the reason why it's not at its peak right now. Let's say that it's not at its peak. And I mean, I've been long enough I've seen ups and downs in the sport. It's so much. In only 13 years that it existed, there's been so many ups and downs. Like, there was a time where people thought enduro was better than downhill.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
Yeah.
And there's already been times where like enduro has been like, oh, we don't even know if there's gonna be Enduro World Series next year.
Yeah.
And we're here, and we have World Cup status, we have World Championships, and there's so many people that love the sport.
I think it's like more of a I wasn't even really getting at enduro as such then. I think it's just more of like a general theme, it feels like, in the world, just like the low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Social media, just TikTok, even in the news now, everything is just so micro, has to be so quick, and I don't know how you really get away from it. Like I kind of can't summarize what I'm trying to say, but I think everyone feels it. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. I agree, 100%.
Like, we're all just drawn to this kind of really quick, easy stuff.
Yeah. Clickbait and whatnot. No, I agree with you. But why? Yeah, I don't know.
Like, like all of my favourite coverage doesn't necessarily come from, in every sport, doesn't necessarily come from now. I don't know if this is even really like a good topic to talk about.
No, I think it
on
is.
the podcast, but you know what I mean. Like, I remember feeling it, just being like, "Oh, this is so good," and like,
and
it was really very simple.
Yeah,
like Dirt TV at a World Cup downhill.
Yeah, Vital Raw.
Yeah,
yeah, it's true, man. It's true. Well, yeah, hopefully it gets. I mean, I don't know.
The positive thing is there's changes. Like, changes are coming. The Warner Brothers actually has put a new guy in charge, Alan, and he's super dialed. He really understands the sport, and he's looking at it from like a healthy sport and not a business. So he's running the enduro division as like, okay, let's make this sport really good. And obviously he has to, like, his boss is looking for the business, but we have someone in the inside that is really, really looking into get this back off the ground and like redirect it towards something that maybe has been missing. Yeah, you know, like so it's really good. Like, they've hired my old teammate Mark Scott is in charge of the tracks and safety and taping and all that stuff. So nice. There's good changes. There's a lot of passionate people working. And unfortunately, the bigger it gets, the slower it moves, right? So, like, now we're part of this huge, big thing of the UCI World Cup, and change will take a little bit longer. But I think in the next year or two, we're gonna get back on track, and it's gonna be sick. There's definitely the will, and there's definitely like some action happening, and it's refreshing.
That's cool.
Hope to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't want to be a bummer either. No, like all that stuff.
It's just interesting to talk about. 'Cause you know that everyone watching and listening will be like, kind of, you need to talk about that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
And we've got, the man.
Yeah.
Been through all of it. Why not, Speaking of being through it, going through it, let's talk about 2023, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Probably a big topic that people might want to hear about, watching and listening to this. A brain aneurysm.
Yep.
It's quite gnarly, dude. Can you talk about that a little bit? Like, I'm not really know what the lift-off point is, but I really want people to have some takeaways from this, because I don't really know much about it yet, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I find it so interesting, given the conversation we've just had about fitness, food, all the stuff, like, really healthy guy.
Yeah.
And this happens. So could you walk us through how it happened, why it happened?
Yeah, it's quite a life-changing moment.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of the third World Cup of the year in Pietra Ligure, and I was on the second stage of the day, and 2 or 3 minutes in, my head starts. My ears start going like, you know, when you're in the airplane and you want to like pop your ears. So I start having that feeling, and like
pressure.
And sometimes it happened to me before. It happened this weekend. I think we go down so fast, and we're maybe not breathing properly, and like I finish their stage and go like, oh shit, and pop my ears. So I was like, oh, I must be going so fast that my ears like need to pop. Like, the
I'm
pressure
winning today.
the pressure is now going like
Yeah.
it's not going fast enough, and that just like keeps building, and then 2 minutes later, they pop. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That happened. Like, we're good now. Keep going, keep racing, and just suddenly pressure in my head starts building up and starts hurting like hell. And then the pressure goes down into my neck, and I cannot move my neck. And I had crashed like 2 or 3 weeks before, and I like hurt a little bit in my shoulder and stuff. I was like, oh, maybe I've pinched my nerve on the shoulder or my neck or something. And like I'll get to the bottom, I'll lay on the floor, I'll relax, I'll move around a little bit, and I'll continue to the next stage. So all I was thinking is like, okay, let's make it to the bottom so I can lay on the floor and relax, and I'll be all good. And by the time I get to the end of the stage, I cannot move my head. I'm just like riding around, like I cannot look around on the corners and anything, like feeling like quite a bit of pain. And I make it to the finish line, lay on the ground, and there's some guys there, like the guy that was with social media for the race was there. I was like, oh, you're okay? I'm like, yeah. I just need to lay down here for a second. It's like, oh, have you crashed? I was like, no. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm just, so they're all like really confused. Like, well, you haven't crashed. Why are you like hurt? And I laid on the floor, and that was it. I couldn't stand up. Like, every time I tried to stand up, the pressure will like increase in my head, and it'd be so painful. I couldn't even, like, I had to close my eyes. The light was hurting. Like, it was like really, really painful. And to describe it, in case anybody ever goes through this, it's a pulsating headache. So every time your heart pumps blood, your head hurts. So that's like you have so much blood in there that every time you get more blood in there, like the pressure builds up, and so it's like on off, but like really strong. So yeah, I was just laying on the floor, and the guy that was there was like, should I call the medics? I was like, no, I'm gonna be okay. I haven't crashed. Like, I just need to relax. And eventually, like 20 minutes later, he called the medics. The medics come get me, and they have this really, really dialed emergency group in the area, in Finale area, like mountain rescue team and stuff. And they got me out of that single track into 4x4. And as I'm in the 4x4, I can hear the doctor saying like, oh, let's go directly to the hospital. Because I think they were going to take me to like their little, like the tents they have set up for the event. Like, let's go directly to the hospital. I think he has a brain aneurysm. And that saved my life.
Really? Yeah.
Wow. Apparently, like, time is super precious with these things, because like you can do like really irreversible damage on your brain, all that pressure and stuff. So they took me directly to the hospital. I always say having an aneurysm maybe feels like really bad luck, but from the minute after I got my aneurysm, I was the luckiest guy, because I got that doctor that saw it immediately. Because the hospital in the town, 3 kilometers away from the stage, is one of the best neuroscience in like all of Italy. This little town with a little hospital, they have a full like neurosurgery department. I was like, within an hour, I was there like getting treated, and I had surgery that night for my aneurysm.
Wow.
And that just saved my life. Saved my life and saved my lifestyle, because I didn't have a single problem with it. Like, I got out of hospital 20 days later, and I can walk perfectly, I can speak perfectly, I can think perfectly, and that's a very rare thing. After this happened, I've spoken with a lot of people, and I've heard stories of other people with aneurysm and stuff, and heard people that went to the doctor that say they had this horrible headache, and they send them home with an ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Like, oh, just see if it gets better in a couple hours. Like, and a couple hours is too late. You know, like, or people that happen when they're asleep and they never wake up.
So
Yeah.
it was really
So-
like the fact that it happened at a race and that you noticed it and that you got down on the floor and dealt with it there and then was...
It's luck. It's really good luck.
Wow.
Because it happens at your house, you may be like I was saying, like, no, I'm good.
I'll have a
don't worry
nap.
about it.
I'll lay down. I'll see if I get better. Or maybe you're like an hour away from the hospital. You live an hour away from the hospital. That's another hour you've lost.
Are these
And
things normally, it's like you're okay 1 second and then the next you're not?
yeah,
So I was going to kind of obviously ask you, like, was there anything weeks prior where you were like, okay, this is
nothing.
nothing?
I couldn't.
Wow.
It happens quick and it's very important, I guess, right? Because
Yeah.
it is basically a bleed, right?
So an aneurysm is in one of your arteries. What they say most of the time is you're born with it. It's like manufactured default. Like you're born with it, and you can die and not have any problems. Like die 80 years later and die of age and never knew about your aneurysm, or you can like anytime in the middle of your life just have a problem with it. And is one of your arteries has a weaker side of the wall. So how they describe it is like you have your artery and suddenly a balloon pops up on one of the sides, but then that side is a lot weaker, and then it ends up popping. If it fills up too much, then it breaks, and then you have a brain hemorrhage, and then it could be. It can happen anywhere in your body,
Yeah.
but it's really dangerous in your brain because all that blood pressure inside of your head, like, can do a lot of damage, and it can happen anywhere. Like, the only thing I've found on research is that doing cocaine is really bad for an aneurysm.
Really?
So the only thing that you can, and I've never done cocaine in my life, so I don't know. That's not the reason why I got it. The doctors were like, you were born with it. And
How do they fix it?
so there's two ways of doing it. Nowadays you can get surgery through your artery in your leg, so they come in through there, and they make it all the way to your brain.
So fascinating.
Crazy.
Isn't it?
And they just release this little like, coil ball in where the aneurysm is, so that blood cannot get in. And that's it. And they come out, and you're fixed. Unfortunately, that didn't work with me. They tried to do that, and they had to like just open me up and
Oh, really?
put kind of a clip, so they actually just closed that section of your artery or your vein or whatever, and then that way no blood will ever get in there ever again.
Do you have a shunt? There's something called a shunt, isn't there?
I don't know.
What is that?
No, don't know. My friend had an aneurysm and he has a shunt, I think it's called, but I don't know what it does.
I have this tiny little clip
An
there,
implant.
and then they obviously had to cut a hole in my skull, and then when they put it back, the piece that they took, they put some little like things to hold that in place. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. like some
Okay. I
metal
don't
things.
know. No, I think his is. It's obviously so different for everyone. So I'll find out afterwards because I'm interested.
That's yeah. What was the recovery process like?
Well, just a lot of rest, really.
Yeah.
It was really hard because I don't think anybody knew or no doctors wanted to tell me what to do, because I was like, okay, so when can I ride my bike? Right? And they're like, and they were all like, just relax. You just had an aneurysm. Relax. There's no rush. I was like, no, there is rush. When can I ride my bike? And nobody
Can I
wants to
still
tell me.
make
Some
stage
people-
5?
yeah, some people were like, oh, maybe like 3 months, maybe like 4 months, maybe 1 year, maybe never ride your bike again.
Wow.
So yeah, I had to like a little bit find my way through it. I mean, anyone that's done any sport and had an injury, like there's always a process, right? Like you need to like little by little start doing things, and I just started executing the plan like if I had broken a bone. So I started for 15 days. I was in bed. I couldn't move because I was plugged to a load of machines and medicines and stuff. But the day like they moved me out of intensive care and they started progressively disconnecting some of the machines of me. I think maybe it was like 15, 16 days later they allowed me to walk for a little short amount of time. So I started walking a little bit and just
Yeah.
doing like just to the bathroom and back. And then I started doing some like core exercises in bed. Like I just wanted to move. I've never been like I've been really lucky in my life. I've never been in hospital before. Really.
Oh wow.
I've never spent a night in hospital.
Right.
So then I was just trying to move, and yeah, like
Bloody hard if they're trying to stop. They're like trying to lower any chance of raised blood pressure. Aren't they? It's like literally the thing you enjoy the most is raising your blood pressure.
So yeah, like eventually just got off all the machines, and I was allowed to roam through the hospital. And the hospital is like actually a really old building, but kind of cool. And they have this like massive balcony and that connects the whole floor. So the whole floor has a parallel balcony, and I was just doing laps of the balcony. Like I would spend like first day I would do like 20 minutes, next day I do 25 minutes, and the nurses were like making jokes. We were like, "Are you gonna like you're gonna break the floor? You're walking so much. You're gonna leave a mark of your footsteps in there." And I was like, man, I've been looking forward to this day for like so long. I wanted just to move, and I would just put like some music on and like just start doing laps in there. And finally got out of hospital, went home, and same thing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk. That's all I was allowed to do, right? So I was like, I'm gonna go for a walk, and I went for like an hour and a half walk. The next day I couldn't move.
Really?
I was like so sore. My muscles were not for that. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to turn it down. Maybe I'll stick to like 45-minute walks and leave the hour and a half 2 hour walks for later on, and just started building from that. The only thing the doctors told me were like, don't do too much caffeine, don't do alcohol for a year.
Right.
I don't know, like they were like, don't drink Red Bull. I don't know if they thought that because I do extreme sport, I drink a lot of energy drinks, which I don't. But they were like, yeah, just don't drink Red Bull. I was like, no worries. I don't drink that. But yeah, they were like, don't drink alcohol, don't have too much caffeine, and see how you do.
Jeez.
And
How's it changed your life?
well, it's you realize that I was on this conception, right? You're young, you're like, I'm gonna be young forever, I'm indestructible. And the other thing I always was like, well, if you don't do anything wrong, nothing bad will happen to you. Right? So you're like, when we ride, we're like, well, if you send a jump that is too big for your skills, you're gonna fucking crash and you're gonna break a bone. Or if you like, I don't know, didn't tighten a bolt on your bike and it comes loose and your bike breaks while you're riding, like
It's someone's fault kind of
it's
thing.
someone's fault. Like
Yeah,
it's your
yeah.
fault or someone's fault that you broke that bone. But
Yeah.
they show me that you can do everything right. You can be the healthiest person in the world. The next day you can be dead for no reason, no other reason that just like you had a little problem in one of your veins, your arteries, whatever. So you have to enjoy every day. And like I've heard this in a million podcasts and I've read it in a million books. But if it doesn't happen to you, it doesn't mean the same. Like I was just like, every day that I'm riding my bike is an extra day. It's a day that I probably shouldn't have if it wasn't thanks to like medicine.
Riding your bike.
Nowadays. Yeah. So like enjoy it. Like I love it, man. I love it even more. I didn't think I loved bikes that much. I love it every day that I'm riding. This is so sick. And I finish the day and I look back, I was like, that was sick. I'm so glad I'm still here to be able to enjoy this, And it was just so refreshing. Like I almost feel grateful, like it's just like it's open. Like the small things don't bother me as much. Anytime I think something is horrible, I'm like, well, I could be in hospital right now without moving, And I'm just like, yeah, I think it'll be okay, and it changes your life so much. Like it's really cool. Like there's so many things to be like grateful for and like happy, and like there's a normal thing, we know this, that it's just being able to ride your bike for 1 hour like in the woods with your friends, and you're like, this was sick. Like to me it was so cool, like being able to do all those things again, like rediscover like my first day riding my bike my first day on my mountain bike after my recovery was insane. Like there were these jumps that Ella was still training, so we were in the Pyrenees and we were driving around this valley, and we keep passing down these jumps that they had just built. And I was just looking at them, I was like, oh, I really want to hit those jumps. But I was like really scared. I was like, what if there is some damage in my brain and I'm not going to coordinate so well anymore? Like my hands, I'm not going to know what to do when I get to the ramp. So I was like eager, but also terrified. I was like, what if I cannot ride my bike the same way as before? And I got up there, I put my full face. I was like, okay, this is the safest place for me to try this. The van is like 10 meters away from here, and there's a hospital 1 kilometer away. If anything bad happens, we can, like, it's gonna be okay. And
So there was doubt in your mind. It was like,
oh, that was the most terrifying time of my life. Since the moment I was in that hospital bed, I was like, am I gonna be able to ride my bike again, or at the same level? To me, it was just like, maybe I'm able to ride my bike and go like on the bike path, but I want to be able to do the same thing that I was doing before. I want to be able to go fast. I want to be able to hit jumps. I want to.
yeah. So you couldn't feel whether it's. I guess as someone who's I've not like, I can't imagine what it must be like second guessing whether like some damage has been done or whatever. So
yeah, because I was like, I will be laying in bed and be like, no, I can picture exactly what I need to do to hit a jump. I can picture exactly what I need to do. So if I can picture it, can I do it?
yeah, dude.
Maybe I can't. Like, so it was like, it was really scary. And there was nothing telling me that I wouldn't be able to, right? Because I was normal. I could walk, I can talk. I can,
No, but I
like,
get it
everything
still.
else. But I was sitting there like about to drop in, and I was like, I hope this goes well. And just like nothing ever happened. Like hit that first jump, and I was like comfortable in the air, just loving it. That was the best day ever. Like,
Imagine if you'd had bad style when you came back.
imagine that went through my mind too. Like, what if like I can hit a jump but I cannot fucking do a whip?
Just the knees out. Just all of a sudden the peak's gone down. You're like, what is happening?
I mean, I'm not gonna claim that I did the fattest whip on the first run. Like I was definitely stiff in the
Second
air. Yeah, second, third.
Oh mate, hyped.
It was so good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a wild that. I mean, I don't even know where we go from there because that was one of the coolest monologues I've heard.
Yeah, it was badass.
Yeah, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, that was badass, man. That was badass. I think it's a great way to end because it's just high vibes for biking.
absolutely.
If you don't want to go for a bike ride after that, there's something
Yeah.
wrong with you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just
Amazing.
be grateful. Tell your mates you love them. Tell your family you love them, and just ride as much as you can with them because his bikes are sick.
That's cool, man. Really cool.
Hell yeah.
It's nice to still have you around.
Thank you, man.
too
We
right.
appreciate
yeah.
you coming to see us. It's really
you.
cool.
Too right. Do you want to promote anything where you where can people follow your journey? Where can we send them?
Well, usual Iago Garay on Instagram. I have a YouTube channel and I try to upload stuff sometimes. Same, Iago
Nice.
Garay.
Do you have a company or anything?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. We didn't talk about Diabro. Damn.
Yeah, I have Died Bro. It's
Oh.
a small company that we do frame protectors and some other cool bits. Yeah, definitely check it out. Diedbro.com and Diedbro on Instagram, and support a small company.
Nice. Yeah, it's been cool, honestly, like to see that grow as well. And
Yeah,
for it to go with you on your career as well, it's been really, really sick.
yeah.
Seems to be doing great.
It's been really cool to be part of that and be able to do something, create something that you go around the world and you see somebody went to a bike shop, bought this thing and put it on their bike because they thought it was cool and it was your idea. And you're like, yes, thanks, man. Thanks for buying that. You know?
That's sick.
Yeah.
Where's the strangest place you've ever seen a Diabro kit? Have you got one that you can think of? Because obviously we do similar stuff, and I remember every now and again you're like, huh. Even at Bike Park Wales, there's someone like with one of our mud guards on, and I was like, wow. You was like, whoa. This actually happens.
Well, I don't know. I cannot think about the strangest, but I can think about the coolest and just
Perfect.
Whistler Bike Park in the lift queue, just seeing like someone was riding with the jersey.
So sick.
I was just like sick all the way here. We're at the Mecca of mountain biking. We made it here. It's cool.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Amazing. We'll put all the links in the show description. Yeah, and thank you again for stopping by. Really appreciate it. It's been good to sit down and have a proper chat for a little bit, especially in such a busy period. Yeah,
Thanks for
there you
having
go.
me.
Big thanks. You're the man. And thanks for listening. Peace and love.
Like and subscribe. Mate, what an episode.
Brilliant. I thought you were really great, Davey.
Mate, and I thought you were even better.
Thanks, dude.
Better
Thanks,
than
dude.
normal.
Oh, cheers.
Hey, how about we tell our lovely podcast community to hit subscribe here.
Yeah.
Click on the video on Ollie's face.
That's right.
Click on the video on my face.
Yeah.
And follow us at The Ride Companion on Instagram.
They can like and comment as well.
Please do.
I'm going to try and get this energy and I'm going to bring it into next week.
Let's fast forward to next week's episode.
Done.